All right, JJ, Dominic, and Dakota, we are ready for Thursday, April 16th, lesson 93. We are dividing polynomials. Page 616. We start off, example 1, we have 8x cubed plus 12x squared plus 4x. And we're dividing that by 4x. This is real similar to normal division. The biggest thing to keep in mind is when we divide, we subtract exponents. So there's a couple ways that we can look at this. Here's how I like to teach it. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And x cubed divided by x, if we subtract the exponents, gives me x squared. That means I have to take 4x times 2x squared to get this. I'm trying to cancel it out. X cubed gives me 0. Bring down positive 12x squared. 12 divided by 4, 3. 2 divided by 1 means we subtract is x. 3 times 4, 12. X and x squared, subtract 0. Plus 4x. 4x divided by 4x is 1. That's our answer. So you're dividing. Keeping in mind, you subtract exponents. 2a. X squared minus 6x plus 9 divided by x minus 3. Now this one looks a little different. It solves very similar. Now we're going to do some distributive property. X squared divided by x, subtract our exponents. 2 minus 1 gives me x. So x times x squared. X times negative 3 gives me a negative 3x. Now, don't forget, going back to elementary, we've got to make sure that we subtract, which means I need to subtract this. And if I'm subtracting a negative, it becomes a positive. So your signs will change. Here, we get 0. Negative 6 plus 3 gives me a negative 3x. Don't forget, bring down the next term. So now, negative 3x plus 9, x times what gives me this? Well, x, if we were to take this out, what would we be left with? It would be a negative 3. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 3, positive 9. Don't forget, I've got to subtract. And if I subtract the negative, it becomes positive. If I subtract the positive, it becomes negative. Negative 3 plus 3, 0. Positive 9 minus 9, 0. So 0 plus 0. So this one comes out even. Part B is set up the exact same, you just need to rearrange. Okay? Now, if you'll notice, in your book, I'm solving these a little bit different than what they're showing me. You can solve it either way, it will work. So, for examples 1 and 2, I've done them differently, but it's the same concept because I'm gearing you, for example, 3. So on example 3, same concept, rearrange. We're going to have x minus 8 on the outside. On the inside, 3x squared, because we need to rearrange, minus 25x plus 8. And now we start to solve. I take an x out of here, I'm left with 3x. 3x times x gives me 3x squared. 3 times -8, -24. Again, don't forget, I've got to subtract, which is going to change that sign. 3 minus 3, 0. -25 plus 24 gives me a -x. Bring down the 8. X and x, this is a negative, which means I need simply a -1. So -1 times x, -x. -1 times -8 gives me a +8. Subtract, which changes our signs, gives me 0 plus 0, 3x minus 1. So far they've come out evenly. But what happens when they don't? Let's look at example 5. Example 5. Again, need to rearrange. Set example 5 down there. We have x minus 3 on the outside. Notice I've already rearranging it for you. And then 3x cubed. Notice, if you look, we're missing something. Notice how these have gone in order. Example 5 is missing something. If you look, it's missing an x squared. You can't skip it. You gotta have continuous. So we add 0x squared in there, and then we continue on. Minus 2x plus 5. Now we start solving. 3x cubed divided by x gives me 3x squared. So when we multiply, 3x squared times -3, -9. Subtracting changes the sign. 0, 0 plus 9, 9x squared. Bring down -2. 9x squared divided by x gives me 9x. So I have 9x squared. 9 times -3, -27. Again, subtract, change the sign. Give 0. -2 plus 27 will give you 25x. Bring down to plus 5. So x times 25 will give me 25x. 25 times -3 gives me -75. Subtract, change signs. That's 0. Here I have 80. That's simply a remainder, and we're going to write it as a fraction. So 3x squared plus 9x plus 25, right over here, and then we're running out of space. 3x squared plus 9x plus 25 plus a remainder of 80 over x minus 3. And that is our answer for 5. So you do have remainders. Write them as fractions. So on example, or on lesson 93, here are the ones you don't do. Do not do. Lesson 93, we have 6, 9, and 10. And 24. And then 26, 27, 28. So do not do those lesson 93. That's it. We'll see you later.